we don't treat or cure any diseases, but we do want to share with you the experiences that we have and the wonderful things that we have enjoyed having these wonderful active products in our lives. I have a couple of people in here that have some wonderful stories. I would love to invite Barb if she would like to share hers. Barb South, are you able to speak? Please see if we can get you unmuted there for just a second.
Okay,
Maybe.
it's not going. So Barb, if you have a chance to unmute your phone, that would be helpful. You might have to hit *6. Sometimes that will unlock it.
So we are having our unmute issue this evening. We'll get Barb unmuted in just a second. There it goes. It looks like she got it.
There I am.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you. I can talk for an hour. My statement today is about my husband. Him and I moved from Gilbert, Arizona to Queen Creek 2 years ago this month. But at home, he was just really lagging behind. And I'd say, honey, come on, we're going to be late. Come on, let's go. And we found out that he had Parkinson's. And it's the worst type of Parkinson's. It's the Lewy body Parkinson's, that they have the hallucinations. And I am not kidding you. When Trish told me where she was going to find out about these products, I said, you better tell me what they are when you get back. And met when they got back, and we've been on the products ever since. And my husband is doing so much better. His physical therapist came today and said he's advanced 100% from where he was 2 weeks ago. And that's awesome. And he doesn't always have to use his cane, but he still is doing better than we ever expected at this time, since he's had it for 4 years, which we didn't realize that at the time. So when Trish was here and trying to get us to talk about it from our perspective, she took my comments outside against the plants, and then she came into our home and said, Mick, it's your time. He goes by Mick instead of Michael. And he jumped up and almost ran her into the bookcase. That's how fast he went right towards her. And so it's just been awesome, those products, and we can't live without them anymore.
Barb, that is awesome. That's wonderful. It sounds like you have your husband back, and that's a great step to be able to have that in our lives. We all have wonderful stories. Yeah, that's great. So I want to invite Ellen up next. I think we've got her unmuted, so we can have her step on in. Ellen, how are you today?
Hi, I'm great. Thanks.
Would you love to share your story with us?
Yeah. Okay. So about a month ago, I guess a little more than a month ago, end of June, I was introduced, my friend, Kathleen Graham introduced me, her brother, Dean, and wife, Rachel, introduced the products to us. And I think, interesting, when I started taking them, sometimes it's almost the things that you also begin to notice, the things that aren't bothering you anymore. About 5 years ago, I had a brain injury and got better from that. But I kind of realized I always had this chronic pain inside, like a low-grade chronic pain in my head. And you just kind of get used to those things, not enough to really, I could function, but I just always was there. And then I noticed when I started taking them, it was the first week, and I realized that my pain in my head from my head injury was gone. It was amazing. It's almost like you're so used to it that you don't even realize when it's not there until, and that has been amazing to feel better and to have more clarity as well. chronic pain can definitely start to wear you down and you just don't notice. And then it was a couple weeks ago, I had felt run down for about a week, and I was just kind of resting, and I hadn't been doing a lot. And some friends of mine invited me to go to the park. I felt gotten better, and we did Zumba outside in the park, which was great, outdoors. And I really hadn't been very active. And the next day, I was going about my day, and I was talking to one of my friends, and she was complaining about how sore she was, crazy sore. And I stopped and realized that I wasn't sore, and I hadn't been exercising. And then I thought, oh, usually it's not the day after, but not the next day, but the day after. And the next day I came, and I felt great. And so inflammation wise and not being sore was fantastic. So yeah, I'm really, really grateful to have found these products. They're really definitely, I'm seeing improvements, and I'm so grateful of these. I'm like, just the fact that, the not being sore was great, but not having like head pain anymore is amazing. Such a blessing.
That is awesome. That's a great story. And it's wonderful because as we all have those times where we exercise or we have extra aches and pains, and it's wonderful to have that. And wonderful. Thank you so much for your story this evening, Ellen. Coming up next, we've got Sean. Sean, how are you today?
I'm good. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead. Tell us your story. What's going on?
So about a year ago, I went to the doctor, and I had some gout, and I don't know if everybody knows what that is, but usually it affects your feet, and it's extremely painful. And so I had a bout of it. I had another bout of it last winter. I had another bout of it in the spring. So I'd always had to be really careful about things that I would eat and stuff like that. And when Tricia introduced me to these products, I did a little research on it and thought, well, this could help. And so after it just happened to be right after I had that last bout of it, that I was introduced to the products and to ACTIVZ. And so I started taking them, and I haven't had any trouble with it at all since that time. It's just been amazing because I don't have to worry so much about like the things that I eat and stuff, and that it might flare it up, and so that's been great in and of itself. And gout is a form of arthritis, and so I have some other issues with arthritis, and I've noticed that as I've taken it, the longer that I've taken it, the more that subsides, and I don't have those same problems. And my activity level has just gone way up. I'm able to do things that and not worry about how bad it's going to hurt the next day and things. And so the products have just been a great blessing in my life too.
That is really awesome. Thank you so much, Sean, for that. Yeah, it's amazing to see the stories and the things that we're hearing from all of the people we share these products with. And I love the fact that we have these calls on Monday evening and are able to share those testimonials with everybody. So we've got one more this evening. Kelly, are you over there, Kelly?
I am. Can you
Awesome.
hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. I'd love to hear your story. How's it going?
Oh, it's going great. First, I want to thank Sean. I've been looking for that information on gout. So that was perfect timing for me. I appreciate that. What I wanted to say is about 6 years ago, I was busy running crazy, working the third shift in a prison. So my sleep, I'm learning now, was bad. And I had somebody tell me that they dream in color. And I'm like, I don't even dream anymore. I want to dream in color. How do I dream in color? And I didn't have dreams for many years. And then I was in a bad auto accident. So working in a prison night shift, accident, my stress level, my sleep, all of it was bad. And so getting into ACTIVZ and learning about this gut brain health and hearing people sleep better, I started doing my research. I'm like, okay, how is this going to affect me? I've been waiting to feel all of this. And well, now I'm dreaming. Yay, me, I'm dreaming now. And I've learned what everyone has told me, of course, is true. And what it is the gut microbes, they affect your sleep and your stress levels. And if that pattern isn't online, you don't dream. So now I'm very excited to have dreams, as well as the accident. My foot was almost taken because it really damaged my leg. And I was able to get a new ankle, so it's all metal in there. But with that, of course, comes the arthritis and lack of motion with the Achilles tendon and all that, because they were so still for so long. I almost walk 100% normal now. I have my days, don't get me wrong. I work in a prison. But the motion is just incredible now. And a lot of the nerve damage, what I'm noticing recently, the nerve damage, because my toes are always tingly and a lot numb, is really subsiding. So I will never be off of any of this. And I'm so blessed to have this ACTIVZ.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kelly. That is great. It's interesting that you mentioned the dreaming, because I've noticed the last little while in mine, I've had a lot more dreams that I can remember. When I wake up, I'm like, I've actually were dreaming about these things. So it's kind of wonderful. Thank you so much, Kelly. And thank you, everyone else. I have a wonderful person who's going to give us one testimonial here. You all know her. She wants to share her experience with you, and that is our wonderful Trisha Albrechtsen.
Thank you, Ross. I'm so excited to share with you today my ongoing story of Amora. So we talk a lot about our trifecta and about what it's doing for us all internally, because that's where it really, really matters. Like if we're in pain or we're hurting or we're off balance, that's what's really, really the big deal. But don't we all want to look and age gracefully on the outside as well? So I've never been a huge religious skincare person where I do it every day, and I'm sure that's going to hurt me. As I get older, the more I hear, the more I have regret. But I've started using Amora since we got this product because I can see and feel it working. And when you've got a product like that, you want to use it. So I've talked to other women that are the same way. We just haven't made time for it. But now that we're seeing it work, we want to make it have a part in our everyday. So I've started using Amora day and night, and I use all 3 products. I use the mud maybe twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week when I remember, but I never miss my serum and my toner, and I just love what they're doing. I could literally see results right away. And I got that caution from Angie Hawthorne. She said, make sure you take pictures when you start. And I'm so glad I did, because it's been gradual, and I don't know if I would have seen as much without the pictures side by side, but when I put them up side by side, it blew me away. I could literally see the crow's feet getting lighter and lighter and lighter, and watch them plump back up and fill back in. You could see the collagen growing back again in my skin. You could see things pumping back up. You could see the color evening out, and darker aging spots that I had on my face are now gone. I don't have to turn to makeup or foundations to affect those. And the part that I really wanted to share, so I've been on the product for about 4 months now, and I'm not taking pictures any longer. I'm just enjoying the results, and I don't think about it anymore. It's just part of my routine. But I went to lunch with my cousin that I hadn't seen for a while, and he's my age, but male, and I don't expect him to notice anything. I wasn't looking for anything. We were just having lunch, right? Hadn't seen each other for a bit. And the next day I got a text, which was amazing, because it wasn't the day of, it wasn't at lunch, it was the next day. It was still on his mind. And he texted me and said, by the way, I meant to tell you and forgot, but I'm still thinking about it, how young you look, and how do I get some of what you're And that just blew me away, because this is not just a women's product. This is for anybody. And he wants to age gracefully as well. And he could see that my skin was moving in the other direction, and he wanted some of it. So to have products that speak for themselves is just an amazing thing. And I'm so grateful for Amora.
Yeah, it's wonderful to have stories like that, Trish, to be able to actually see them working, and how everyone else has described this evening, how Barb has her husband back and all of these wonderful things. We do have just a few more minutes, And so it looks like we're going to see if we can get Lexi to be able to share her testimonial with us this evening. Trish, you're able to get Lexi unmuted there?
Oh, absolutely. Sorry, I'm just enjoying the moment here and I'm not doing my job. Oh, I think she's good to go. She did it for me. Thanks, Lexi.
Awesome.
Yes, of course. Thank you guys for having me on tonight. I am ever so grateful for ACTIVZ products. I have literally been so just full of gratitude to have them, you know, as a part of my daily regimen now. And I, for one, I never really was like good at taking something every day. But I made it a priority because I knew, you know, the science that backed them and the results that I would receive from taking them. And I'm not like, I'm very healthy. I'm not in pain or, you know, have anything wrong with me per se. So I definitely take a proactive approach to my health in taking ACTIVZ. I take the trifecta, and it has been amazing for me because even though I feel good already, I know that I'm, you know, like fortifying my my health with it. And it has been very comforting taking the trifecta, especially the genomics, and having ACTIVZ provide that to us in our Immune Power Pack for free. That has been huge, but it has been a great comfort, especially during this virus, because I know that it blocks those receptors that viruses have to attach themselves to in our body. So I'm really grateful. Another thing that might be a little bit, you know, embarrassing for some people to talk about, but I have noticed that when it's that time of the month, I don't have pain or bloat or any discomfort anymore, which I did have some of that before that would accompany that time of the month. So I know that in every aspect of my life, it's definitely helping me. So everything that it's doing for me, I know that it's, you know, the best fuel that I can have for my cells, and also awesome to be able to grow, to gain more neurons in my brain. I'm so happy about that. But also being able to share it with others, and the lives that we've been able to impact since, you know, we've been introduced to this, that has been the very best feeling. And of course, it has changed my husband's life as well. So that has just, all of these things combined has just been, you know, completely life-changing. And so I'm super grateful. Thanks for having me on tonight, guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lexi. And thank, again, everybody that spoke this evening and talking about these wonderful products with ACTIVZ. These are the stories that we can share. These are the things that we can use to realize the people around us need these products every single day, whether it's your grandchildren, your children, your parents, your loved ones. All of those people need these products, whether it's the skincare because they have something there with the Amora, or they have the Link Need or the Optimend. These are wonderful statements. Now, again, these statements presented have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, but our wonderful testimonials are what we can use and share with our people around us. Thank you guys again so much for this evening. This is a wrap. Thanks.
Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great night. Let's go impact some lives.